With the NBA draft moving closer, the rumors continue to heat up as now the Chicago Bulls are linked to a trade with the 76ers that doesn't include Zach Lavine, but Alex Caruso. We're going to be talking about a recent report that has the Sixers potentially going after Alex Caruso. What this means for the Chicago Bulls, what does this mean for the Sixers? This is Rico Greenhowe. This is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we jump into it, want to let you guys know that 76.1% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, let's jump into the hot topic of the day, which is, will Caruso be traded to the Sixers? All right, this is a pretty hot topic, guys. And so, look, we know that we have talked about that the Sixers would potentially be interested in Zach Lavine. Why would they be interested in Zach Lavine? Because I'm predicting that they are going to strike out with Paul George. But I must say, this is an intriguing rumor and a trade that I would say that the Chicago Bulls, it makes you wonder what they're actually looking to do in this year's draft and how they're looking to build out the team. It just makes me think, dude, are we getting ready to do it again? Which is go around the patented merry-go-round. All right, guys, I don't know if we're going around the merry-go-round. We might be. But to jump into what was being said in this thing, first and foremost, we're going to bring up an NBA Central tweet. This is a Sixers writer or somebody that actually covers the Sixers here. And it says that I don't think the Sixers keep the 16th pick in this draft. I think they trade the pick away for a win-now player. Alex Caruso is that immediate name that comes to mind. If you're the Sixers, you have to at least give the Bulls a call to see if he's available there. So that's interesting. And then to break into this article that tied it a little bit more together, this is on the Philly Voice staff. So for the Sixers fans out there, this looks like this is something that is mainly connected here with the Philadelphia 76ers. And they're talking about three players that potentially would be a good fit for the Sixers if they're looking to trade. You're looking at Alex Caruso. You're looking at Corey Kissip right there for the Washington Wizards. They talk about him. And they also talk about Nicole Alexander-Walker. And a pointless point here, he is kin to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he was a very big piece for the Minnesota Timberwolves coming off the bench. And so with our very own Caruso, the one thing that they talk about here is that Caruso has an expiring contract. And with that expiring contract, the one thing that they love about Caruso is he plays defense and he plays it very well. But not only that, they say that, perhaps Caruso is going to be a guy that would fill in for DeAnthony Melton and his exit. So I believe that they were saying that he is on his way out the door, and they were saying that Caruso would be an excellent fit here. Now, they're also saying that if the Sixers were to make this deal, they're going to have to likely do a little bit of a contract match, which means that we would get Paul Reed over in the deal to go along with the 16th pick in this NBA draft. I believe the Sixers currently have our second round pick, but that is the trade proposal. It essentially would be Paul Reed, the 11th pick, the 16th pick, and then they would get Alex Caruso back in the deal, guys. And so, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Alex Caruso, and I know this is a lot to unpack. And I know that Alex Caruso has been floated out there, and I absolutely believe that Alex Caruso is a guy that affects the winning column, and he's a guy that a lot of teams would love to have. All right, and so first, addressing what has been rumored out there before with possibly moving up, I think it makes a whole bunch of sense for Houston, especially, with their coach coming over from Boston, who definitely loves to defend at a high level. I definitely think, that's what he was thinking there when he brought Brooks over from Minnesota, or excuse me, not from Minnesota, but from Memphis. And then you think about the fact that he would bring Caruso over as well. This guy is looking to get some veteran leadership and some tough guys guys over there that can lock up. So I think that that absolutely makes sense. With the Sixers, the one thing that I've said about them is that I think that they are going to be in desperation. And I know when you go back and you look at the video that we've done on the channel, shameless plug, about Zach Lavine going over to the Sixers and me saying that, look, Daryl Morey is a guy that will give out first-round picks. I have said that several times on the channel, and I think that what's going to happen with the Sixers is they are going to be in complete desperation. When you look at what is written about the Sixers, it says everything about him wanting to build a super team, guys. If you go back and look at the deals that he made for James Harden, not only in Houston, but what he did when he traded for him with the Sixers, he will give you some first round picks or assets if he believes that he can get a win now player. And it's interesting to me that he would go after Caruso, because Caruso is a defensive-minded player. For the most part, the one thing that I can say about Daryl Morey, is that he likes to go after offensive-minded players, and he certainly likes to build small ball lineups. Think about this, guys. He is giving us the backup center. His only backup center that he has is, under the contract, I believe, is Paul Reed. He's willing to give him up to try to go out and get a defender to go along with Maxey, and also too with Embiid. So I don't know if the Sixers are thinking, all right, we're going to get a free agent that we're going to be able to sign without getting a trade asset. That's interesting when you look at it from the Sixers standpoint. I'm not sure, but once again, I'm putting it out there. I think that the best case scenario for us as far as being a trade partner is going to be with the Sixers. I just can't imagine him going for Caruso. But if he does take Caruso, guys, this means that we would have the 11th pick and the 16th pick. And I must say, guys, that I'm going to be thoroughly confused, because initially we were looking to trade up in the draft for names like Donovan Clegan. We were also looking to go ahead and get Montas Bazelis as well. And now, if we don't trade up for them, then are we suggesting that they're going to fall back? Because I don't think that Clegan is going to fall back. I don't think that Montas is going to be there for us necessarily at the 11th pick. I mean, there are the rumors out there that he could slide down to us. And this is one of the guys that we worked out. The one guy that I think is going to be a sure pick at 11, that he will be there, is going to be Devin Carter. Now, I think he's going to be there, absolutely. But, Edey is not slated to be there at pick 11. I think that one of the mock drafts, I saw him going at 12. So, if we're going to go back to 16, it's like, what are we going to get at 16? And are we still going to get our player at 11? And, if we're going to make this move, guys, it has literally got to work out for the Chicago Bulls in some way, shape, or form. And just once again, man, it's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense with this one. So a lot that doesn't make sense to me with the Sixers, and why they would go defensive minded, especially if they're trying to maximize what they got with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. It just doesn't seem like, with the president of the basketball operations liking to be really geared towards offense, that makes a lot of sense. And, for us, I just don't know what we're going to get at 16. I mean, do we feel like where the center is going to drop down to 16? I'm even seeing that he's slated to be 9 to go to Memphis, which makes a lot of sense because they need a center at this point in time. And guys, these are some names that I'm hoping that we do not let fall through our hands, because I think each one of those players that I have talked about in this upcoming draft can absolutely be an impact for the Chicago Bulls, guys. And so, that leads me into this next part of the video, as usual, guys, just asking the questions. Do you feel like us moving down in the draft is going to be beneficial? Do you feel like this is that type of draft like 2013 where you're going to get a Giannis type of player at 16? Do you feel like a Michael Carter Williams is going to be maybe at pick 13 like that year. Do you feel like the real value is going to be trading up in the draft? I mean, that's a big question mark because from what I'm looking at with this draft and it being so weak and being so uncertain, I'm understanding that there's not a lot of players that you necessarily want to trade up for. And, do we go with a guy like Montaz Bazelis? Like, I like him a lot. I did see that comment. I'm seeing that some people are not on him. He is a hometown kid. And I'm told that he is 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan. But there's a lot of things that I like about him. He has a lot of stuff in his bag, but he is a bit raw. So, guys, if we do get him, that bodes the question because we don't necessarily develop players well. And we're already talking about bringing DeRozan back. We still haven't figured out what we want to do with Lavine. So we're going to put this young man in a tough situation because his natural feel is a power forward. He's not a 3. He's not a 2. He is a power forward. So, those are the questions going forward, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as usual, we don't know what we're doing, and I'm saying with 15 days to go, we are headed towards that patented merry-go-round. All right, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Rico. Go Bulls. I'll see you. Peace.